Yeah, hi everyone. Nice to see you here today. I'm very grateful to be asked to participate with your online classes in relation to the benefits of mindfulness meditation practice on behalf of or run by the World Alliance of Buddhist Youth. So I'm very, very happy to be here for this virtuous event. And so just to begin, I'll just do a slight little bit of chanting, taking refuge in Sanskrit, and also just a few words in English. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from the happiness beyond suffering. And may they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. We shall cause this. Great compassionate Buddha, please inspire us to be able to do so. So yes, the benefits of the meditation practice or mindfulness meditation practice, so many, numerous. It's fantastic to be able to practice this meditation. Of course, it must be based on morality or sila, actually, discipline, self-discipline. The morality to engage only in virtuous actions of the mind, body, and speech, and the morality to avoid engaging in unwholesome actions of the mind, body, and the speech. So I prepared a short paragraph or verse, you could say. It's actually a part of an article I wrote on this subject quite a while ago now. And I remembered this paragraph. It's kind of summarizes the whole teaching. Okay, so I'll just actually wrote it down in pen. I think I've got it pretty much word perfect. So genuine mindfulness practice is a way of directing attention and awareness to the present moment, reminding oneself to stay present when this mind wanders, as well as carefully discerning those mental states and behaviors that are helpful from those that are not. It is not merely a way to relax or manage emotions, even though relaxation and the calming of emotions does occur during the process of the practice. Genuine mindfulness practice leads to one-pointed concentration and eventually to the realization of genuine insight into the nature of reality. So it leads to wisdom. It leads to the prajna that we need to attain or realize on the Dharma path. Of course, along with the great immeasurable states such as metta or loving kindness, karuna or compassion, mudita, empathetic joy, based on a mind of upekkha or mind of equanimity, which in turn is based on insight or wisdom. Okay, so the mindfulness practice must be based, like I said, on morality. The more the mind is moral, the less immoral, the more the mind is open, does not have any guilty feelings, does not continually dwell on the past, think of the future, things like that. So basically, having a mind of morality or a moral mind, this is kind of like the foundation of the practice, and then mindfulness can be developed on top of this foundation. You can also say that the mindfulness itself is the foundation of the practice, because with mindfulness, we can also include those mental states such as awareness, conscientiousness. For example, if you are practicing anapanasati, mindfulness of the breath, just for an example, and your mind, basically you place your mind on the object of the breath, that's the mindfulness of the breath, anapanasati, and then when the mind wanders from the breath, then you be aware of that without judging yourself, of course. And then you conscientiously replace the mind back onto the object or the breath in this case. Okay, so you can see that these three states of mind, positive states of mind, are present when we practice meditation. Mindfulness, this is the foundation of that practice. Then, like I mentioned, the awareness comes into play when our mind wanders away from the object. And then conscientiousness comes into play to place the mind back onto the object. This is kind of like the antidote, resetting the mind or replacing the mind back onto the object. So I'll just go and kind of dissect this little paragraph. I'm glad that I found it, actually. I thought about it when I was asked to give a short teaching today. And I thought, oh, you know what? I should use that because that actually summarizes everything. It's part of the conclusion of that article. So basically, so genuine mindfulness practice is a way of directing attention and awareness to the present moment. So think about this. If we are always dwelling on the past, we are not living in the present. If we're always thinking about the future, planning for the future, we're not in the present. For, you know, if we are always dwelling on the past, this gives rise very quickly to worry. And of course, then you worry about the worry, and it continues and reinforces that bad habit, you know. And then, of course, if you're always planning for the future, then what happens is you can become very anxious very quickly, always worried about the future. So that like two types of worry, you could say there. So the past, remember this always, the past is gone. The only good thing you can do from thinking about the past is learn in the present from mistakes from the past or the good things we may have done in the past that we need to continue to do, things like that. But actually, it's already gone. And the future never comes because as soon as it becomes what we call now the future, it's the present moment. So if we can live in the present moment, then we can be more peaceful, more contented, more happy. So once again, I'll remind you, if you are dwelling in the past, then you are worried. If you are thinking in the future, then you are anxious. But if you are in the present moment, you are peaceful. And with peace, when you have a peaceful mind, a calm, clear, and bright mind, then you're able to deal with difficulties in life better. All of the changes that come to us in our lives, you can deal with. You can also, things like your studies and your future plans for working and things like that, then actually become more clear and you make better choices or are able to make better choices in your everyday life as well. Okay, and of course, with a meditation practice, the more you engage in the practice in this present moment, the better you get at it, the more natural it becomes, the more joyful the practice becomes, the more enthusiastic you become in the practice, and diligently work towards the right direction to purifying your mind from the mental afflictions and increasing the good qualities. So that brings me to the next part of this little paragraph. Reminding oneself to stay in the present when the mind wanders, as well as carefully discerning those mental states and behaviors that are helpful from those that are not. So we learn to what to adopt, mental states to adopt, and which ones to abandon. So for instance, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, generosity, morality, patience, all of these and many more good qualities we need to adopt, we need to practice them and eventually perfect them. And we need to abandon the mental states, the negative mental states that give rise to suffering, especially the three roots, known as the three poisons or the three poisonous attitudes. And they are attachment or ignorance, attachment, and aversion. You can also use the words delusion, greed, and anger or hatred for those words as well. And they give rise to all of the other mental afflictions. So we need to uproot them eventually, get rid of them totally. But right now, decrease them, recognize whenever they arise, and with awareness and conscientiousness, let them go at that time. With the good effort, the four great efforts that the Buddha taught as well, to maintain the wholesome state of mind or wholesome thoughts if they have already arisen, to have wholesome thoughts arise if they haven't arisen yet, to relinquish unwholesome thoughts if they have arisen, and to protect the mind from having unwholesome thoughts arise. Okay, so what to adopt, what to abandon, and I jokingly call it what to pick up and what to put down on the Dharma path. Now, if you are walking on the path and you see jewels on the path, you can pick them up, right? But if you see a dog poo on the path, you don't pick it up. You put it down. You get rid of it. This is like getting rid of the unwholesome states of mind and thoughts and so forth, okay? What else did I write for that one? I think also, I think it's important to know what we call the four foundations of mindfulness. And they are mindfulness of form or physicality, mindfulness of mental sensations or feelings, mindfulness of the mind itself, and mindfulness of the mental objects or mind activities. Okay, the four foundations of mindfulness that the Buddha taught. What else was there that I wrote down quickly? I think that's about it. Obviously, mindfulness is part of the Eightfold Path, the Noble Path, the Noble Dharma Path to enlightenment, as taught by the Buddha. And so we can't go into any more details on that today. But the mindfulness part is part of the mental development part, or the higher training in mental development, also known as the higher training in meditation. Okay, so where am I here? And so then the article, or the part of the article goes like this. It is not merely a way to relax or manage emotions, even though relaxation and the calming of emotions does occur during the process of the practice. I like to say often, aim for the highest result. You know, put your mind towards the Dharma and aim for the highest. Just like if you had a ladder, let's say with 10 rungs on the ladder, 10 steps, aim for the highest, and then all of the other steps will be experienced along the way. But if you aim for only, say, the third step, then you won't experience all the higher steps. So if you're only practicing just to relax, and you're only practicing just to manage emotions, things like this, that's what you will achieve. But if you aim to really develop this one-pointed concentration and so on, then this relaxation and this management of the emotions will happen naturally along the way, okay? So then genuine mindfulness practice leads to one-pointed concentration, as just alluded to, and eventually to the realization of genuine insight into the nature of the mind. For if you know the nature of your mind, you actually can know everything. All right, so I have no idea. I didn't actually look at the time when I started, but hopefully it's around about the time that I was asked to speak for. So now I will just do a short dedication prayer. And I wish you all the best in your course. And I look forward to talking to you another time. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious bodhicitta, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Thank you very much. Good luck.